Since My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has returned with its 6th season, and BronyCon is just a couple days away, I felt it was a good time to celebrate with a list of my favorite characters from the My Little Pony series. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic has struck a chord with a lot of fans, and everyone who watches it has at least found one character, if not more, to relate to. A villain to enjoy, a character that reminds them of a friend, or a character that just makes them happy to watch and laugh with. I'll admit that it is hard to narrow down a list of them, because as the series grows, there come more characters to enjoy. Also for this list, I want to approach things a little differently. Rather than just listing off the main 6 in a particular order, as well as other similar characters, I want to talk about other favorites such as my favorite villain, my favorite guest characters, and so forth. Please remember that this is my list of favorites, so please keep in mind that my favorites may not be the same as yours. Part of the fun of this series is celebrating your own favorite characters and sharing them with others, and finding out their favorites. So please leave comments about who you like best and the stories behind them. And lastly, I do like all of the main 6 and princesses, villains, etc. So the ones that aren't in the list itself, please again know that it isn't a mark against them, and I still like them. This is just how I wanted to do things, and with that, let's begin. Starting off the list is my favorite background pony, Vinyl Scratch. I just like how laid back she is and how she just goes with the flow. She loves music and enjoys sharing that when she can. I also like her bond with Octavia and how her style blends with hers rather than clashes with it. And, as a special note, when I see Vinyl Scratch, I think of my younger brother, who also just loves music and tries to go with the flow, and be a friend and just hang out with others. It's not that she herself is like him, but the connection to music, especially with records, that when I see Vinyl, I can't help but think, I wonder how my brother is today. And for that special reason, she is at number 13 to start off this list. At number 12, I have a tie between my favorite 2 guest characters, Iron Will and Seabreeze. Both characters are fun to meet and leave a lasting impression on our shy Pegasus, Fluttershy. Out of characters she interacts with, these 2 are the 2 that teach her to have a backbone. Iron Will begins this with her assertiveness lessons, and Seabreeze continues this by teaching her that being firm and knowing when to tell others enough's enough is part of being kind. Both of these were crucial lessons about how to stay kind but not be taken advantage of. These are things that I've had to learn myself. My husband teases me that Fluttershy reminds him of me. I act like her, I care for young children as she cares for small creatures, and I try to be generally nice. But I have also had to learn how to be more assertive and stand up for myself or just speak up to do things like these videos. And as far as Seabreeze and Iron Will go, both are voiced by actors well known from Dragon Ball Z. Iron Will is Hercule, of course, and even acts like him, and Seabreeze is the original English dubbed voice of Prince Vegeta, my favorite character of the series. This is a big deal to me because when I was a kid, watching DBZ began my path on growing a backbone much like these 2 characters did for Fluttershy. I know that this just adds to my husband's loving teasing, but I guess it also shows why Iron Will and Seabreeze are tied in this spot. At number 11 is my favorite of the animal companions, Angel Bunny. Angel reminds me a lot of my cat, Stitch. He is my companion through and through. He snuggles with me when I'm tired, he finds me when I'm sad, and he is quite a brat. Just like Angel can be destructive when he wants attention, so can Stitch. But also like Stitch has for me, Angel has a real love for Fluttershy. Despite his bratty moments, they are there, and the sentiment is felt as he supports her to be bolder, puts up with Discord turning his home into a funhouse, and just generally comforts her when she needs it. And that's why I love Angel Bunny, because he reminds me of my Stitch. At number 10 is my favorite once-in-a-blue-moon guest character, though he lives in Ponyville, Pip. Pip lands here mainly due to his first appearance in the Nightmare Night episode from Season 2. I love his energy and enthusiasm, and I appreciate his youthful honesty. Plus, dressing as a pirate for their version of Halloween is a fun bonus to me. And his interactions with Luna are some of the most endearing moments in the series to me. And Pip has had some nice growth as a character who wants to work towards making things better by becoming student pony president and raising money to fix his school's playground. And I hope to see further growth like this for Pip in the future. And that's what brings him here at number 10 on my list. Now at number 9 is my favorite villain of the series, Teerak. When I was a kid, I had the Firefly Adventure VHS and a Firefly Pony toy, both of which I still own because of fond memories of watching the cartoon and playing with my Firefly doll. This is important because when the new series came out, I wondered if they would revisit some of the old stories and adventures. Then, in the middle of Season 4, I had a weird dream about Firefly's adventure in Generation 4 style. And as a lot of MLP fans know, what happened at the end of Season 4? Teerak returned. My friends watching with me knew about this and looked at me, and my reaction apparently was priceless. He even asked me why my dream powers didn't work for anything in real life. Teerak in the Season 4 finale are a fondly thought of memory for me. Our friend Derek had also become a fan of the show just before the beginning of that season, and we had watched most of the season with him. And getting to watch the finale together with him, my husband, my brother, and a couple of our other friends was quite the event for us. To top it all off, the Season 4 finale is my favorite two-parter, if not my favorite episode altogether.
Now I understand what your fellow princesses have done.
While I love sympathetic villains and such, Teerak was a fun one to watch for pure nostalgia's sake. He was cunning when he needed to be, and then transformed into quite the powerhouse as he gained more magic. Teerak was built up as the Pony of Shadows, and this finale was built up nicely through the season, which made it feel complete. Really, I could go on about Teerak and this finale, so I'll move on with this. Teerak was my favorite villain, and the perfect payoff for what I consider to be my favorite season of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. At number 8 comes the first of the main 6 in this list, Rarity. Rarity is one of my favorites to marathon episodes for, especially when I'm in a creative mood. It's funny because I'm not really into fashion, but I do like creating costumes, drawing characters, and designing what those characters wear. I like to sew, draw, paint, write, so I relate to Rarity in an artistic way. Also, Rarity reminds me of my friend Caitlin, who acts a lot like her. She's into fashion, romance, shopping, and things like that. Actually, the scene with Fluttershy and Rarity at the spa always makes me think of how we were together. She would have fun shopping for fashions and makeup, while I just went along to spend time with my friend, as well as shop for non-fashion things, like anime and stuff. It's funny because at first I didn't think I would like Rarity that much, but when Suited for Success came around, I found myself relating to her more than I thought I would. Her lesson of trying to please everyone with a gift by pleasing no one hit me hard because I have friends who have done things like that before. I would try and make something that pleased all of my friends, such as games and stories, but my friend would complain and I would attempt to adjust it, only to lose the vision I once had. Seeing Rarity deal with this made me sympathize with her more, and since then, Rarity and her creative nature have become one of my favorite characters in the series. When Equestria Girls was first announced, I was one of the few of my group of friends to look at it with optimism. One of my friends had even said that it was time to jump ship before giving it a chance. I am pleased to say that my optimism gave me Sunset Shimmer to place here at number 7 of this list. While I'll admit that Equestria Girls has some kinks to work out, it has given us some fun attempts at fun, cute films. It's funny because I usually hate high school themed movies, but these ones I seem to have a soft spot for. Part of this is because of Sunset Shimmer, due to me usually liking redeemed villains in the first place, and I do like that Sunset has to earn her friendship in the films after her change. I also like her reborn Phoenix motif, and that she really is learning since her transformation. Sunset also uses her past experiences to approach things, and because of her mistakes, she knows she has a lot to lose now. She enhances this and strives to help others now, as well as struggles to find herself again. Plus, as a bonus, Sunset has a good singing voice that carries her emotions through when she steps up to the microphone. Sunset Shimmer has been a good character to follow through the Equestria Girls films, and I look forward to seeing how she continues to grow. At number 6 is my favorite Cutie Mark Crusader, Scootaloo. I absolutely adore Scootaloo, and I find myself cheering for her whenever she comes in. She has a lot of spirit in her, and I admire her determination. I also love her devotion to those she looks up to. She also isn't afraid to call someone out if they're doing something wrong, even her heroes from time to time. Scootaloo strives to fight on past her limitations and show that she is just as capable, if not more so, than any pony. Also, her fears and troubles are very relatable to me. When I was a kid, I had troubles with nightmares, and I also was born with a twisted leg that I had to grow up with. I had to show my peers that I was just as capable of running despite their teasing. So for this, I do love Scootaloo best out of the 3, though I do adore them each. I just relate to Scootaloo a little more, and that places her at number 6 on this list. Here at number 5 is my favorite princess, the Princess of the Night, Luna. I tend to lean towards night-themed princesses more, such as Midna from the Legend of Zelda series, and Rosalina from the Super Mario series, and Princess Luna fits right in with this. I also like how Luna has an affinity with children and tries to connect with them as well as watch over them. She has a very direct and nurturing approach that I admire about her. Also, because her episodes tend to focus around dreams, it allows for a lot of creativity when she is featured. From her first reintroduction when she was adorably awkward, to her more recent foreboding presence in A Heart-Swarming Tale, Princess Luna is always a welcome character to watch for me, and that places her here at number 5 on my list. Chaos is always fun, and who better to bring in chaos than my number 4 favorite, Discord.
What was it that you needed?
A little glass of water, please. A fresh pressed hanky if I sneeze. Some tea with honey from...
Discord has been fun to watch since its introduction in Season 2. My husband and I were fully into the show at this point when we were dating, and Part 1 aired on the anniversary of when we met, and Part 2 aired on my birthday the week later. We really enjoyed Discord from the start and how creative the show was able to grow into. Then Discord cemented himself as one of our favorites through watching his growing bond with Fluttershy. Yeah, my husband and I definitely adore the Fluttershy ship. I like how he learns with her and does little things like pull a seat out for her, refers to her as his dear Fluttershy, and so forth. I also loved his transitions from a troublemaker to a genuine friend of the group, and that he still has a lot to learn. Discord is also the character that reminds me most of my husband out of the show, which just adds why Fluttercord appeals to us. Tom has been a bringer of many fun but chaotic moments in my life, and has helped me to come out of my shell as I have helped him to be calmer, as he puts it. We're a good balance together, as are Fluttershy in Discord, and this helps him land the number 4 spot on this list.
I don't think you're quite there yet.
Well, I suppose not.
I guess you would expect her to be at number 1 due to the story behind Discord, but Fluttershy flutters in at number 3.
And there's music.
As my friends tease and say to me, Fluttershy reminds them of me. And I can't say that I blame them, I guess. I do relate to her a lot. Like Fluttershy, I struggle with anxiety, and a lot of things do terrify me. I also care for small children and love doing so as Fluttershy cares for those smaller than her. True, it's with animals, but both take a lot of patience. My friends also often joke that I am the conscience or voice of reason within the group. Though when it comes down to those I care about, I have been known to stand up and do what was needed. More recently, I've been trying to step forward and face some of the things that scare me and my anxieties, such as getting videos and my artwork out into the world. Because, like Fluttershy, I do have a creative side. I love to draw, sew, paint, and even sing. But like her as well, I get nervous around others, but I have been taking steps to get better. I also like how she is a very good balance to some more of the energetic characters such as Discord and Rainbow Dash. Since Dragonshy, the first episode my husband showed me, I knew Fluttershy would be one of my favorites, and it has been fun to watch her grow as a character. From facing down a dragon to proving Discord he could not win her over easily, to lessons in being assertive and being brave, to befriending the Chaos Spirit himself, to discovering her hidden talents, to learning about and then helping the Breezies, to stopping 2 families from feuding, and everything in between and on. Fluttershy finds herself comfortably at number 3 on this list. Before I get to my top 2, here are some honorable mentions. Starting off with Bulk Biceps and Derpy Hooves, because I tend to ship them and I find and think that they would be an adorable couple. Pinkie Pie, because she's always fun to watch and scares me at the same time. The Apple family, because they work well together and have very heartwarming moments. Spike and Ember, because I like dragons and that they are both throwbacks to G1. The Wonderbolts, because I find the history and what they represent to be really fascinating in the series. Twilight Sparkle, because she is a very relatable main character. And Sweetie Belle for her terrifying ideas and adorable moments. At number 2 comes General Firefly. I don't care if I only have Gen 1 and small mentionings to go off of. Firefly was my favorite as a child and was part of the reason I liked fantasy adventures so much. Also, my Firefly doll is one of the few pony toys I held on to and kept on my shelf as I grew older. And I still have her now on my windowsill with my newer ponies. She is also why the fight against Teerak and the rainbow that defeated him were so very nostalgic for me. And now in Generation 4, Firefly is stated to be the one who created the original Wonderbolts. When the reboot started, Rainbow Dash was going to be Firefly, but due to reasons, the MLP creators had to make changes. But mentioning Firefly as the original leader of the team that Rainbow strives to join is very symbolic, almost like passing the torch in a way. Firefly herself, in the original, is very adventurous and carefree, and she was part of why I used to pretend that I was on adventures as a child. So for these special reasons, Firefly is my second favorite pony. You can probably guess who my favorite pony is by now. A lot of my other favorites connect with her in some way. Yes, my favorite pony is Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash is a very inspiring character to me, and I would imagine even more so for young children. Rainbow reminds me a lot of how I was when I was younger, before my anxieties set in. And she is one of those characters that inspires me to try and find that part of myself again. Rainbow is at her best when she is encouraging others, whether it's Scootaloo, Fluttershy, or any pony else. She stands up for those that need someone to stand up for them, and she stands up for what is right. I also relate to Rainbow in a career standpoint. While working with children, I have found myself working with others in the past that had forgotten the ideals teachers stood for and lost sight of what was important. Children and consistency with the children who look up to their teachers. So I had to struggle with the job I wanted and my morals and empathy with the kids. Now I'm in a new school and a better spot in my career with children. But like Rainbow with the Wonderbolts, I had to work through some questions and tough spots to get where I am. Rainbow Dash is the character I think of when I hear My Little Pony. Her energy and enthusiasm are uplifting, and she is the spiritual successor of my original favorite, Firefly. Though unlike Firefly, Rainbow has had more adventures to share and has forged her own path to inspire others to make their own way. She encourages others to be awesome in their unique ways and knows when to give a nudge in the direction they need to go. Soaring through skies and forging rainbows as she does, Rainbow Dash is my absolute favorite My Little Pony. And that's my list of my favorite My Little Pony characters. I hope you enjoyed it, and please share with me your own list of favorites in the comments below. And please remember that being a kid at heart is something to treasure.